Did you know that rapper Blueface, who recently got out of prison, has already killed a man? In September 2021 in San Fernando, the rapper came to a nightclub with his crew. The security guard at the entrance asked him to show his ID, but Blueface refused and instead attacked him. To see the footage of the incident, search on TikTok. Blueface. He beat the security guard, and the guard was taken to the hospital. The victim filed a lawsuit against the rapper, and Blueface was sentenced to 2 years in prison. During his entire time in prison, Blueface worked out. He gained more than 20 kilograms of muscle mass, preparing to take revenge on the guard for reporting him. And on November 2nd, he was released. Immediately after his release, he went to the same club to find the guard. When he saw him, he attacked again and beat him up. The guard didn't survive. He died right outside the club. Blueface tried to escape and went home, but the police quickly found him and brought him to court. Now he is facing 10 years in prison, and on November 10th, the final sentence will be announced.
Did you know that a hot dog stand in New York hid one of the most repulsive recipes in history? In 1963, the entire northwest of the United States adored the taste of the hot dogs from a small stand called Jerry's. They were so famous that people lined up on a main street. They weren't just snacks, they were a sensation. People traveled from other states just to taste that unique flavor that seemed to exist nowhere else. The owner, Jerry Dunk, was seen as a hardworking man, greeting the public with a warm smile and a friendly attitude. But behind that friendly facade, there was a very well-kept secret. The people who ate there left with a smile saying, "I'll be back soon," but they never returned home. Little by little, people began to mysteriously disappear. The police launched an investigation. At first, Jerry kept his cheerful, playful, and helpful demeanor, always saying, "I'm just a guy with a grill." Days went by, and more men disappeared. Finally, the police searched his house, and what they found was terrifying. A freezer full of meat that didn't look like it came from an animal, a room full of clothes, and a smoker whose stench made the officers vomit instantly. The people of that city never forgot what they saw that day. When he was arrested, Jerry only smiled and said, "I'm the king of hot dogs."
Did you know that a 67-year-old woman in Philadelphia locked disabled adults and children inside her basement for years, starving and chaining them in secret, also she could steal their social security checks? Her name was Linda Weston, a woman who turned her basement into a cash for captives dungeon. It started in the early 2000s, when she began taking in vulnerable people, the homeless, the mentally challenged, anyone who trusted her promise of care. But once they were inside, she took their IDs and never let them leave. Her home looked ordinary from the street, but beneath it was a nightmare. In that basement, victims were locked in darkness, starved, beaten and chained to a boiler pipe. The air was foul, the floor covered in filth. There was no bathroom, only buckets. Neighbors never suspected anything, they just thought the house was abandoned. Meanwhile, Linda was cashing their benefit checks every month, collecting thousands while her victims wasted away. She kept moving from city to city, Texas, Virginia, Florida, dragging her captives with her to avoid being caught. Until one day in October 2011, a landlord in Philadelphia heard strange noises coming from his basement. When he opened the door, he froze. 4 adults were huddled together in a dark corner, weak, shaking, chained by their ankles. Some didn't survive. Others became so weak they couldn't even stand. Police called it one of the most disturbing scenes they had ever witnessed. They found ID cards, social security papers, and fake documents linking Linda to dozens of stolen benefits. She wasn't just a kidnapper, she was running a human exploitation ring. In court, prosecutors said she had done this for nearly a decade. To at least 6 victims, Linda Weston was sentenced to life in prison without parole, and that Philadelphia house became known forever as the Basement of Horrors.
Rapper MC Mateo covered his neck with real gold scales. The gold seems to have become his new skin. Each scale is like a shield against time and pain. After an accident during the filming of a music video, Mateo decided to truly shine. He ordered ultra-thin sheets of pure gold and had them completely applied to his neck and shoulders. The procedure was carried out in secret in Los Angeles, where doctors applied a thin layer of gold over his skin. skin so it wouldn't lose its elasticity. You can see the real video by searching Golden Neck. At a concert, Mateo removed his scarf and the crowd went wild. Under the stage lights, his neck shimmered like the scales of a living dragon. If you search for golden skin, you'll find a clip from that show. Although doctors warned that the gold could block the skin's ability to breathe and cause burns or inflammation, Mateo replied, "If beauty requires pain, then let pain become gold." Nowadays, he rarely appears in public. In his latest video, fans noticed that the scales seem to move on their own, as if the gold had completely fused with his skin. His followers are fascinated by his transformation. Some even say that his appearance no longer seems human, but something out of this world.